Ever hopped in a ride chair, and suddenly that little voice in the back of your head starts whispering, "Is this right?" When the driver takes that turn that feels, well, a little off.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're diving into a case where that sense of unease turns into a full-blown mystery, a missing person case.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What happened?
Okay, so picture this. We're in Kenya, and a taxi driver named Victoria Mumbua Muloki picks up a fare.
Right.
Seems pretty routine so far, right?
Yeah.
But then Victoria vanishes.
Vanishes. Like, completely.
Yeah, like she just drove into thin air. Last anyone heard, she'd accepted a fare in Mombasa.
Mombasa. Okay. Busy port city. Makes sense. Headed where?
Samburu, up north. Known for those incredible national reserves.
Quite a journey, even by Kenyan standards. So what went wrong?
Well, that's just it. We don't know. The last ping on our phone? Kisumu?
Kisumu. Hold on. Kisumu, that's way off the beaten path, isn't it?
Exactly.
If she's going from Mombasa to Samburu, Kisumu's, what, a full day's drive west? She'd have to be going way out of her way.
That's what's so strange, right? It'd be like someone driving from, I don't know, New York City to Los Angeles, but then their phone pings in Denver. It just doesn't add up. And then silence. No more contact.
Wow. Okay, so we've got a missing person, a completely inexplicable detour. Is there anything else? What are we working with here?
Well, there's one more thing. We have an image tied to this case. Take a look.
Interesting. Just a straight-up text message, huh?
Yeah, almost like an early version of those milk carton ads, but way more bare bones. Just the essentials. Her name, last location, and the fact that she's missing.
Yeah, and even then, no dramatic plea, no help us find her. It's so. Matter of fact. Makes you wonder who this message was even intended for.
Right. Was it meant for public consumption or just circulated amongst other drivers? Maybe. It does make you wonder.
Chilling, for sure. And it makes you think about the risks people in these gigs take, especially in a place like Kenya. What safety measures are even in place for them? Like panic buttons in the cars, GPS tracking.
Those are really good points. We often think about ride-sharing safety features from our own limited perspective. But in a whole different context, things might look very different.
Exactly. Like, even if those features are available there, how reliable are they going to be? Internet access isn't necessarily a given everywhere.
Right, good point. So, putting it all together, did Victoria decide on a little side trip to Kisumu? Did something happen that forced her off course? Or is something shadier going on here? We're left with more questions than answers.
The big one being what happened to Victoria. And, how do we prevent this from happening again? What systems need to be in place to protect these drivers, especially in parts of the world where those systems might not always be so reliable? It's definitely something to think about.
It really is. It's easy to take for granted the systems we have in place, even with their flaws, when something like this throws into sharp relief the very real dangers faced by gig workers everywhere. So what can we do? It's a question worth considering, especially as this new form of employment becomes more and more common. It's something for all of us to ponder.